Welcome to MissouriNet.com. A big weekend for the Cardinals, who just wrapped up their series in Cleveland. They continue playing the American League Central as they take on the Detroit Tigers with a 3-game series starting tonight. And joining us from the Michigan Radio Network, a new network here to our Learfield family, is Chris Lepley, the sports director there. Chris, thanks for joining us. My first question before we talk about this series with the Cardinals, the Royals are a game up on Detroit, and Detroit off to a great start at 21-14, but the Royals in first place, and I know it's early, but I'm just interested to hear how Tiger fans view the Royals at this point in the season. Do they consider them a threat? Do they still look at the Tigers and say, hey, by the end of the day, we're going to be the Central Division winners? What are they saying about the Royals?
Yeah, we definitely find them as a threat, especially at their run to the World Series last year. Seeing that and seeing what they can do, what they accomplished, and then bringing back most of their players and their pitchers. And, so they'll find a little bit of their bullpen. So, we think it's going to be a dogfight all the way to the end, personally, I think. And fans think the Royals and us will probably go down to the end. And so I think it's going to be a good to watch these two teams go at it throughout the season.
Well, I know the Royals fans certainly happy to hear that their team is considered a contender, no doubt. So let's get into this series now. As we look at the Tigers and the Cardinals, I look at Detroit, and I've watched them obviously play the Royals. The thing that jumps out to me: Miguel Cabrera, 8 home runs, 26 RBIs; JD Martinez with 7 home runs; Yoenis Cespedes with 4. Is this team power? Is that their strength?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the last couple of years has been the same way. Since we've got Ghost and their shortstop there. Sorry, I had a brain fart real quick. And they add a little speed to go to the power. So we are known for our power hitters, but this year our speed is up to par. So I think we're going to do a little more speed this year on top of our power. And just like the Tigers, though, when the weather starts to heat up a little bit, their bats start heating up. That's how usually the Tigers are. Playing in Comerica Park in 30-degree weather. It's hard to get the bats going. So the bats are starting to heat up a little bit now, and I think Miguel is going to be hitting a couple more outs. He's chasing that 400 home run mark, so he's probably looking forward to getting that point. So I think the power is going to be there.
We're talking with Chris Lepley, Michigan Radio Network. As I mentioned, Cabrera with 8 homers, JD Martinez 7, Cespedes with 4. They have almost as many home runs as Matt Carpenter, Johnny Peralta, Matt Adams, Matt Holliday, Hayward, and Mark Reynolds combined. Those Cardinals have 20, and those 3 have 19. So, they still have the power stroke. Now they add a little bit of speed. Let's look at the pitching matchups for this weekend. Carlos Martinez goes up against Shane Green. What can you tell us about Green real quick?
Shane Green was a great pickup from New York, man. Last year, he came into their system and was pitching great. Didn't get the record he really wanted to. So when people, got Shane Green from the trade, people kind of scratching their heads a little bit. But he's been a great pickup. He's got some good speed on him, and he has I think it's gonna be a great matchup for them. And I'm kind of curious. I had a soundbite today. He wants to bet. He hasn't taken batted since high school. So he's like, back then I was seeing 85 mile per hour fastballs, and now it's going to be 95 to 100 mile per hour fastballs. So it's like it's going to be different going against these major league hitters. But he's pretty excited about hitting.
Yeah, he'll be facing some heat with Carlos Martinez on Saturday. Battle of the lefties. Still trying to find somebody to fill that spot with Adam Wainwright. Tyler Lyons will get the shot. He goes up against David Price. Obviously, on paper, the edge goes to the Tigers in this one.
Yeah, Price. He came off a little injury off his hamstring. His last outing, he stepped on a baseball bat and I think he rolled his ankle. Actually, I'm sorry, it wasn't his hamstring, it was his ankle. So yeah, they thought he was going to skip this start, but I think he's feeling fine now. So he's dominant. He throws the speed. And of course he's the lefty, and he knows how to win games. And so I think going down facing those guys is going to be a pretty good matchup between those two.
And then on Sunday, it'll be Lance Lynn going up against Alfredo Simon. And Cardinal fans, you might know that name. He pitched with the Reds last year, beat the Cardinals a couple times down the stretch. How's he doing with Detroit now?
He's doing great. Better than expected, actually. Last year he had a great start, made it the All-Star game, and then the second half of the season kind of tapered off a little bit. We're hoping that's not his case this year, but this year he's I think he's 5-1 right now, 5-2 around there, and to be in the back end of the rotation and have a guy pitching that well, it's good for the team.
Good stuff. A rematch of the 06 World Series. Does that still
That fared too well for us.
What got me with that whole thing was that Jim Leyland, while the Tigers had time to practice, their pitchers worked on picking up bunts and throwing to first, throwing to bases, and that was the thing that derailed them in that series, I thought.
Yeah, that's what cost them right there. And then he worked on that too. So it's like, what can you do? In the past.
Yep, it's hard to believe that 06, here we are 9 years ago, first season that the new Busch Stadium opened up, and time flies. So Chris Lepley from the Michigan Radio Network, thanks for the preview, and we'll catch up.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, thanks a lot, and thanks for watching us here at MissouriNet.com.